Oh, zonke izizwe jikelele yonke indawo. Stimulus lapho again, yet again, bafethu Ingezo nalemina stimulus lapho. We are pushing the content. So yesterday now we uploaded a video there that is ending at 1.2. Now we're just going to continue with what? With 1.3 and just finish up the question 1, then we'll go to question number 2. Thank you very much. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button there and the reaction button there, which is like there. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our video on YouTube there. Thank you. Welcome to our YouTube channel. So now, today we'll just be going straight to what? 2023 what? Question paper of November. Thank you very much. Which is just going straight to what? To question 1. How much? Question 1.3 there. So if we check with question 1.3 there, now we'll just use our small board. Thank you very much. Which is if we check with question 1.3 now, we are given there, it says now the diagram below shows an RCL circuit used for voltage magnification. Now the what? The formula to determine the resonance frequency of an RCL circuit is given below, which is now, this is our RCL circuit. It is given there, that is as our diagram for our RCL circuit. Then we are given the frequency of the RCL circuit now is equal to how much? 1 divided by how much? 2 pi what? 2 pi RCL. 2 pi RCL. Thank you very much. Which is we're just going to do this now. Nice. Nice. Which is we're just going to focus straight on the what? On the question now. We go straight to the question. We are given our frequency there, which is our frequency is given how much? Frequency is equal to how much? 1 divided by how much? By 2 pi into how much? The root of how much? The root of L multiplied by C. Which is L is for what? L is for the inductance in what? In Henry. C is for what? For the capacitance in what? In Farad now. Which is, we'll just scroll down to the question now. Which is the first question that it says now, 1.3.1. It says, make L the subject of the formula there. It says, make what? L the subject of the formula, which is equation 1.3.1. We must make L the subject of the formula. We must take L outside of what? The radical side. Which is now, we just make life easy, which is equation 1. The frequency is equal to how much now? The frequency is equal to 1 divided by how much? 1 divided by 2 pi. The root of how much? The root of L multiplied by what? Inductance multiplied by the capacitance now. So for us to remove this pi now, we can divide by pi both sides or multiply by what? By the reciprocal of pi, which is 2 pi divided by 1 multiplied by 2 pi divided by 1. Which is this pi and this pi will divide each other. This side you're going to have how much? You're going to have 2 pi multiplied by what? Our frequency is equal to what? 1 divided by the root of how much now? Inductance multiplied by the capacitance now. Okay. Which is what are we going to do now? We're just going to include what? Squares both sides so that we can remove what? The radical side, which is we're going to have what now? We square both sides. We square both sides. Which is when we square this side now, 1 squared it will be how much? 1 squared it will be 1. The root of what? Inductance multiplied by capacitance squared now it will be how much? It will be L what? L multiplied by what? By the capacitance now. On our left hand side, you're going to have how much? 2 square 2 pi 2 pi multiplied by frequency all squared now. Remember, what are we making the subject of the formula? N now, which is also here we can multiply by what? We can multiply by what? By capacitance divided by 1. We are making what? Capacitance and reciprocal now. Multiplied by capacitance now. Which is this capacitance and this capacitance will do what? Will divide each other. We'll be left with what now? We'll be left with what now? We'll be left with capacitance into how much? Into 2 pi frequency all squared is equal to what? 1 divided by n. Are we together? Which is what are we going to do now? We are just going to do what? Cross multiply now. We're just going to cross multiply this one multiplied by that one, this one multiplied by that one. Which is we're going to have how much? We are going to have n into how much now? N multiplied by capacitance into how much? Into 2 pi multiplied by frequency all squared is equal to how much? Is equal to 1. Which is you are looking for what? For n now. Which is you can divide both sides by what? By capacitance into 2 pi frequency all squared. Divide by how much? By 2 pi what? Frequency all what? All squared there. Are we together? Which is this one and this one will do what now? We divide each other. This one and this one will do what now? We divide each other. Which is the inductance now will be equal to how much? 1 divided by how much? We are still having our C then inside there, which is we're going to have 1 divided by what? Capacitance multiplied by how much? By 2 pi frequency all squared there. Are we together? So we've made what? We've made L the subject of the formula now. We've made L the subject of the formula now. Thank you very much. Now we can just go to what? Now we can just go to what? We can just go to 1.3.2 now. Are we all together with what? With 1.3.1. Thank you very much. Now just go straight to what? 1.3.2 now. So with 1.3.2, we have an English there that says what? Hence, calculate the numerical value of the inductance of what? Of the inductance if the capacitance is what? Is 0.65 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 6 farad, and what? Frequency equals what? 1.59 hertz there. 1.59 hertz there. Which is now what am I going to do now? Now I'm just going to, let me just place my calculator there. Now I'm just going to do what now? Now I'm just going to write here now. Thank you very much. Oh yes. Oh yes. Nice. So I'm not going to do what? I'm not going to write that part now, which is 1.3.2 now, which is very one. There is an English that says what now? Hence. It simply means once we hear this word hence, it simply means we must use what we got in 1.3.1 to determine the solution in what? 1.3.2 there. Which is we're going to have how much now? We're going to have 1 divided by capacitance into how much? 2 pi into how much? Multiplied by frequency all squared there. Which is what is our what is our capacitance now? It's 1 divided by how much? 1 divided by how much? 0.65 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of negative 6, all multiplied by how much now? 2 pi. Now we are given our what? We are given our frequency. Our frequency is what? 1.59 hertz now, which is multiplied by 1.59 all squared now. Which is when you get to this point now, you don't need to stress yourself. You can just take your calculator, which is what I'm going to do now here, which is I'm just going to take my calculator and learn to what? To clear your calculator so that you don't get what? Wrong answers. Which is you have 1 divided by how much? 0.65 multiplied by 10 to the power minus 6. And we have what? 2 what? Shift pi multiplied by how much? 1.59 all squared there. Which is our solution now for this one, for this answer, which is the inductance will be how much? It will be 50,400 and how much? 414, how much? 61. Which is we are told now, we are determining what? The inductance. The inductance is measured in what? In Henry. Which is we are just going to know our inductance in Henry, which is 15,414.61 Henry. Which is what? The inductance now. Which is what will we do now to learn whose not what? To a learner who doesn't understand what? Who doesn't understand making the subject of the formula now. When we get to this question in 1.3.2 now, we can just what? Simplify the life of a learner who's not being able to make what the subject of the formula there, which is, we are still talking about what? 1.3.2. You can just take this formula as it is, which is your going to have what? Frequency is equal to how much? 1 divided by how much? By 2 pi, the root of how much? The root of inductance multiplied by capacitance now. Which is, we have our frequencies how much? 1,59. 1,59 is equal to how much? 1 divided by how much? By 2 pi into how much? The root of how much? Which is, we have our capacitance, which is 0, how much? 0,65 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of -6 n. Which is just increase our what? Our division line. We can just take it to the center there. Which is what are we going to do now? We just cross multiply. Are we together? Which is the way to have what? This side the way to have how much now? 1 is equal to how much? 1,59. We said 1,59 multiplied by how much? 1,59 multiplied by 2 pi now. It will be equals to how much? Not do what? Or not round off or just write it as pi there, which is going to have how much now? 159 divided by 50 pi. And what? The root of how much? 0,65 multiplied by 10 raised to the power of -6 and there. Which is we are going to do what? Divide by this. 159 divided by 50 pi. 159 divided by 50 pi. This one and this one we do what? We divide each other. Which is when we put down 1 divided by how much? 1 divided by answer there, which is your way to have how much? Which is your way to have 1 divided by how much? 159 divided by 50 on pi, which is your way to have how much now? We're going to have, we can just keep it as it is there. Which is, you can just keep it as 1 divided by how much? Which is, you can just, this one will allow us to change the 159 and that. Which is, we're just going to have how much now? We're just going to have 50 divided by 159, what? Pi, which is going to have how much? Is equal to the root of how much? 0,65 multiplied by 10 to the power -6 inductance, which is what we do now. We square both sides now. We square both sides now. Which is what we square both sides. We are going to have this squared. Then we are going to have this squared, which is going to have how much now? This side we are going to have 50. Which is going to have 50. We are going to have 50 divided by 159 pi all squared is equal to how much? 0,65 multiplied by 10 to the power -6 inductance. Which is, you just divide by 0,65 multiplied by 10 to the power -6. This one and this one will divide each other. This side we have 0,65 multiplied by 10 to the power -6. Nice. Which is, just put this in our calculator now, which is a way to how much? Which is our answer. Which is just going to have our answer squared divided by how much? 0,65 multiplied by 10 to the power how much? -6 there. Which is our answer will also be equal to how much? Our inductance, I will just take it to this side now. Our inductance will also be equal to how much? 50,000 414, comma how much? Comma 61. Which is, you see now, with this method now, with this method, we are still going to get the same answer. Also, this side you got what? 15,414,61, and also this side you are getting 15,414,61, which is now, we have what? That learner has obtained, how many marks now? That learner has obtained 2 and what? And 3 at the same time. Are you together? So just learn that now when we get to this question now, you can use the mother equation or you can use what? The hands now. Which is when you use the hands now, whenever it is right or wrong, it doesn't matter because we have what? We have what we call a what? A CA mark there. Thank you very much. Now just move to what we call what? A binary. Binary. Now we move to what we call what? Binary. Thank you very much. So now we'll go straight to what we call what? Binary now. Nice. Which is we have what? Let me just wipe this side. And wipe this side. Which is we are told that we must express 24 as a binary number, which is 24 is a what? It's a decimal number. Then you must take this decimal number to a what? To a binary number. Which is now for you to take this decimal number to a binary number, you must familiarize yourself with what now? You must familiarize yourself with what? The basis of what? Of 2 now. Which is we are just going to do what we call what? The Ingezo. What? Method. The Ingezo method, which is we are just going to familiarize, which is this will be our right hand side, this will be our left hand side. Which is when we label our binaries now, once we deal with our binaries, we starting from what? We starting from right to what? To left there. Which is we are going to have what? 2 raised to the power of 0, 2 raised to the power of 1, 2 raised to the power of how much? Of 2, and 2 raised to the power of how much? Of 3, and 2 raised to the power of how much? Of 4, and 2 raised to the power of how much? 2 raised to the power of 5. Are you together? Nice. So we are moving what? We are moving there 24 to a what? To a binary number, which is 24. It's a decimal number. So now we are going to check now a number from these bases of 2 now, which is we familiarize ourselves with. We are going to check now the base of 2. That is what? That is not exceeding what? That is not greater than 24. It must be what? Lesser than 24. So if we check now here, I'm just going to write our basis of 2 now. 2 raised to the power of 0 is how much? It's 1. This is 2, this is 4, this is 8, this is 16. This is how much? 32. So you see 32 is greater than how much? 32 is greater than 24. Which is 32 we are not going to consider now. Because 32 is greater than how much? 24. Which is now we're just going to say what now? If we check now, we are going to check what? From the 24, we check the highest number that goes to 24 now. Which is what? 16. Which is we're going to say how much? 24 minus how much? 16. Which is we're going to have how much? 8 now. Are you together? Which is when we minus the highest number from 24, how much do we get? We get 8 now. Which is what are we going to check now? We are going to check again the highest number that goes to what? That goes to 8. Which is we're going to have 8 minus how much? 8 minus 8 because we do have what? The highest number that goes to what? To 8 from our what? From our Ingezo method, which is our table now. Thank you very much. Which is 8 minus 8 is equal to how much? 0. Now which is 8 minus 8 is equal to 0, which is now when we add now, when we say 21, when we say 16, when we say 16 plus 8 now, 16 plus 8, we are going to have how much? 24 now. Which is when we add these numbers, so we're going to have what? 24. Now if we check now the highest number that goes to 0, if we check 0 is just before what? 1 there, which is we are not going to consider the 0 part. Which is we're just going to be what? Left with what? 16 plus 8, which is giving us how much? 24 there. Which is now we must express this into what now? Into binary. Are we together? So if we check now, since we have what? We have 24 now, which is we have 16 now, 2 to raise the square of 4, which is a way to say what now? We write our binary, which is a way to say what? 1. Because we have that 16 again from our what? Our combination of 16 plus 8, which is equal to 24. Which is now, do we have 8? Yes, we are going to say what? 1. Do we have 4? No, we don't have 4. We are just going to say what? 0. Again, we don't have 4 that is adding up to 24. That is why we are going to say 0. Now we have what? Do we have 2 that is adding up to give us 24? No. We're just going to say 0. Which is, do we have 1 that is adding up to 24? No. Which is 0. Which is now we're just going to express this into what? Into binary now. Which is, you see now this is our binary digits. Which is our way to say what? 24 is equal to how much? 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, 2 now. To show that this is a what? This is a binary. Which is 2, it is a notation for what? To show that now this number is moved from what? From a decimal number to a what? To a binary number. Now we go together. Thank you very much. I hope that you understood the Ingezo method. Zonke izizwe jikelele yonke indawo sibene silapho sibene siyaphilela ngecontent takho. Nice. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. You see technology is not technology now. Nice. Which is we said we are going to use, this is what? This is 1.4 now. This is 1.4. Now we're going straight to what? To 1.5. 1.5 now, it says now, evaluate 144 divided by how much? Divided by 110, which is what? Binary, which is the 2 which shows that this is in binary notation and leave your answer as a what? As a decimal number. Which is what are we going to do now? We are given a decimal and a what? And a binary. And we are told that we must give our what? Our answer as a decimal number. What are we going to do? We are going to convert now the what? The binary to what now? To decimal. Which is we are still going to use what? Our Ingezo method. Which is 1.5. Which is we are dealing with how many digits for that binary 3 digits. We are just going to consider what? Our Ingezo method, which is we are going to have how much? 2 raised to the exponent of 0, 2 raised to the exponent of 1, and 2 raised to the exponent of how much? Of 2 now. Which is we are going to have how much? From our binary there is what? It's 0, 1, 1. Nice. Nice. Which is what are we going to say now? Which is we are going to have how much? Which is we don't consider the 0 part now. Which is 2 raised to the exponent of 1, it will be how much? It will be 1, which is we are not going to consider the 0 part, we are just going to consider what? Where we have what? Remember, the 0 simply means what? It simply means we are not having these digits. So we are going to consider the digits that we have now. Which is the digits that we have from this, our 1.4, we had what? 16 and 8, that's why we said 1 and 1. So now this side we have what? 1 and 1, which is we are going to consider what? 2 raised to the exponent of 2 and 2 raised to the exponent of 1. Which is we are going to have how much? 2 raised to the exponent of 2 is how much? It's 4 plus how much? Plus 2, which is equal to how much? 6 now, because these are the digits that are existing in this one, in that binary. Are we together? Which is now we are going to say what now? We are going to say 1, 1, 0 binary is equal to how much? 6 now. Are we together? Which is now we are going to say what? 144. 144 divided by how much? By 6. Which is it will be equal to how much now? Sorry, let me just remove the equal sign that side. Which is you are going to, let me just take my calculator again. Which is you are going to have what? 144 divided by 6 now, which is you are going to have how much? The final answer will be how much? The final answer will be 24. Where in decimal now. Final answer will be 24 in decimal now. Tango, so this is what you get down. Peace, my faith, to your to my unada.